Have you ever seen the sky suddenly ripple like an invisible ocean? Curtains of green, violet, and red, drifting and folding as if the night itself were alive. That shimmering display is what we call the Northern Lights. And today, we're going to explore exactly what they are, how they form, and why they move the way they do. The Northern Lights are one of Earth's most incredible natural shows, but the story behind them starts far away, on the Sun. The Sun constantly releases streams of charged particles into space. Every so often, it sends out even stronger bursts during events like solar flares. When these particles reach Earth, they run into our planet's magnetic field. Instead of hitting us directly, the magnetic field guides them toward the North and South poles. As those particles spiral down into our atmosphere, they collide with the atoms that make up the air we breathe. When an atom gets hit by one of those fast-moving particles, it becomes excited, and when it relaxes back down, it gives off a tiny flash of light. Multiply that by millions of collisions happening every second, and you get the glowing waves we see stretched across the sky. The colors of the Northern Lights depend on which gases the particles hit and how high up those collisions take place. Oxygen glows green at around 100 kilometers up, and a deep red when the collisions happen higher in the atmosphere. Nitrogen can glow blue or purple. So the sky becomes a giant canvas where altitude and chemistry control the colors. The shapes of the Northern Lights come from Earth's magnetic field. It acts like a set of invisible wires running through the atmosphere. The energy flowing along those lines creates long arcs and curtains that appear to hang from the sky. When the solar wind changes suddenly, those lights can begin to flicker and ripple, almost like someone is shaking a cosmic curtain. If you want to see the Northern Lights yourself, the best places are usually far north areas like northern Norway, Iceland, Alaska, or northern Canada. Sit right under what's called the auroral oval, the region where the lights most often appear. The best time of year is during winter, when the nights are long and the sky stays dark. And the darker, the better. Getting away from city lights can make the difference between seeing nothing and seeing a full, glowing display. There's also a southern version called the Southern Lights. They work exactly the same way, but you'd need to be in places like southern New Zealand, Tasmania, or Antarctica to see them. Here's a quick way to imagine what's happening during an aurora. Think of the air high above you as a field of tiny lanterns. When the sun sends out a burst of energy, it's like someone walking through that field and tapping each lantern one by one, making them light up. The lights don't start at random. They follow those magnetic pathways, creating the shapes and motions we see. Sometimes the Northern Lights become especially intense. During strong solar storms, they can drift farther south than usual, lighting up skies that rarely see auroras. These storms can also affect satellites, radio communication, and even power grids. So, in a way, the Northern Lights are a beautiful warning sign that space weather is active. If you're hoping to catch the lights, patience is a useful skill. You might wait outside for an hour with nothing happening, and then suddenly the sky erupts in color. If you plan to photograph them, you'll want a camera that can take long exposures, a tripod to keep it steady, and a wide lens. A few seconds of exposure is often enough to capture more color and detail than your eyes can see on their own. Across history, people tried to explain the lights in ways that made sense to their world views. Some northern cultures saw them as spirits dancing. Others describe them as reflections from shields or armor in distant battles. Even today, people still give the lights nicknames and personal meanings because the experience feels almost spiritual. To wrap it up, the northern lights happen when energy from the sun meets the protective magnetic field around Earth and lights up the atmosphere in the process. It's a reminder that our planet is connected to the wider universe in ways we can see with our own eyes. The next time you look up at a glowing green sky, you'll know you're watching a cosmic conversation between Earth and the sun.